Alright, so late 2024, Disney finally came out with the hotly anticipated Moana 2, sequel to the 2016 smash hit movie Moana 1. But like, really? Moana? Did we need more Moana? Well, apparently yes, because the movie has made over $1 billion, and yet somehow the animation industry is collapsing in on itself. No one can find work, and if they do, the contracts are for like, what, a couple months, maybe? Companies like DreamWorks have fired their entire animation staff, but the movies are making $1 billion? Where's the money going? So, as everyone already knows by this point, Moana 2 was actually supposed to be a Disney Plus Moana sequel series that at some point was Frankensteined into a sequel movie, and boy, is that ever obvious. You can tell the actors knew that the movie was gonna kinda suck, because in the interviews they're like, I can't wait for fans to see the film, the technology, the effects. Yes, the technology, Dwayne. Please, tell me more. But like, I mean, is it really as bad as people are saying? You know, is Moana 2 good, actually? No, it is not. So what do you say we take a walk and check the movie out? But before that, really quick, this video is brought to you by Skillshare. Well, it's 2025. The 21st century is almost 25% over, and I ain't got no Rosie the Robot yet, no flying cars. All I have is just heartburn every other day. The heck are we even doing here? So for 2025, Skillshare wants us all to think of creativity as a practice. Like, what if we thought of being creative in the same way we think of, you know, eating healthy, or exercising, or taking care of your mental health, that kind of thing. One thing I've been getting into with the help of Skillshare is interior decorating. I had no idea where to even start, but after watching through just a couple classes, I think I've done pretty good for myself. And so can you with Skillshare. Now, of course, Skillshare has classes about the kind of stuff you'd think they would. You know, like how to animate, how to do motion graphics, but they also have business classes, self-help, productivity classes. There's a lot more here than you might think. So if there's anything you might want help on, like how to take better photos with your iPhone, or maybe you just want to pivot your career into something more fulfilling, or like almost literally anything else you can think of, really. And like, of course you can use Skillshare to level up your career and get into a new industry and all that, but also you could just learn stuff in your free time for fun, you know? Not everything has to be all rise and grind all the time. And like, sure, you can use YouTube and stuff to learn things too, but like, you never know if the info's up to date, or like, is the playlist complete? You finish part 4, then it goes to part 7, and like, what are you supposed to do? So if this sounds interesting to you, guess what? The first 500 people who become Skillshare members using my link will get their first membership month completely free. You literally have nothing to lose. So click my link down below and get creative today. Okay, back to the show. We start off with our main character, Moana. Currently, Moana's on a quest to find more Pacific Islanders. All right, hold on, what does this say here? Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. Now, as you can imagine, she's so excited about finally finding a clue. Just like Mary-Kate and Ashley. Moana rushes back home while singing a song, as one does. And like, right from the get-go, okay, you know, like, I know it's been said a million times already, but the songs in this sequel movie, like, they're just, I mean, they're not bad. They're fine. And like, as annoyed as I am that Lin-Manuel Miranda is just everywhere all the time, he does make a good song every now and then, okay? And you can really tell that he's like, not part of this movie. Anyway, so Moana makes it back home, and we meet a bunch of other new characters, like her little sister, who is just so gosh darn adorable.
You were gone forever.
Or this old farmer guy.
You're gonna love it.
I don't love anything.
Well, sir, have you ever thought of becoming a YouTuber? And then there's like this mechanic tinkering girl, and then this guy who's obsessed with Maui, like a lot. So, given everything that just happened in the last movie, Moana's like kind of a big deal now.
New look.
Yep, we even got our own pua.
Oh.
His name is Bua.
Hi,
Dude, look at me, I'm Moana. I brought a dead god back to life. Everyone be my friend now.
Oh, also, this kid is back.
Moana's gonna find people.
Remember this guy from the last movie? Disney sure does. So because Moana's been traveling around, her tribe designates her as a navigator, which is apparently a really big deal.
Would you honor us tonight by accepting this title? Our people's first Tautai in 1,000 years. And show us all just how far we'll go.
Hey, remember that song from the movie, everybody? The last one, you remember that? That was a big song, remember that? Now, later on, they're doing this, like, navigator ceremony thing, and right in the middle of it, she just, like, suddenly, randomly gets struck by lightning and has this crazy vision.
Where are my people?
Tautai Moana. This is your future.
So what he ends up telling her is that at some point in the future, her people will die out if she doesn't reunite all the people of the islands together again.
In isolation, this is how your story ends.
I don't understand.
Returning to Fiti's heart was the beginning. You must brave the storm. Reconnect our people. Find Motufetu.
And the reason why this is a problem is because like 1,000 years ago, this god named Nalo took over this like special island called Motofetu. And in doing so, he stopped the island people from ever finding each other ever again.
Channels of the ocean once came together, connecting the people of the entire sea, until it was lost in a terrible storm of a power-hungry god, Nalo.
And so now it's up to Moana to find the island and stop Nalo and reconnect her people, or else they're gonna go extinct at some point. Maybe? I'm not really sure what the stakes are in this movie, because like in the first movie, she had to leave and find Maui right away because the people were literally starving. But then Moana 2 is like, just kind of like, I don't know, it's like when you're playing Zelda and it's like, the ancient evil has awakened and will cover the world in black darkness, perhaps, maybe, but first you wanna ride bikes? But of course, for some reason, Moana's feeling really anxious and uneasy about all this.
What if...
You're Tautai now, Moana. For some things, we never feel ready.
Like when I have to use public restrooms in America, you think you know what you're in for, but it's always worse than you could have imagined. And so Moana sings a song about how she needs to find her inner strength to sail the open ocean, which she's been doing for years now and already sang about in the first movie. This is like if I sang a song about finding the strength to eat another box of Pop-Tarts, as if I wasn't gonna do it anyway.
What are you so worried about?
Not like last time.
Last time you weren't old enough to understand all you could lose. I can't see where your story leads. But we never stop choosing who we are.
Oh yeah, I hear you, Grandma. Anyway, so now it's time for her to set sail across the ocean with her crew of a pig, a chicken, the old guy, this girl, and the weird dude. But hey, don't you worry about dumb, annoying stuff like character development and personal motivations or whatever, okay? Because there is none of that, all right? Psh, gross, am I right?
Moana, you need a crew. Hehe and Pua don't count.
It's the other side of the ocean. How could I ask them to...
Our people will rise if you let them.
So Moana, why are you concerned about this? We've already established that the ocean is sentient and will prevent you from like drowning or failing in any way whatsoever. What exactly is the risk here? Now, while this is all going on, we find out that Maui has been kidnapped by a mysterious someone.
The better. We're on our own. Ah. Yeah, I got it.
I would let you out, but well, I'm really hoping to meet your little friend.
Yeah, okay, I'm on you, Disney. You ain't slick. You know exactly what you're doing here. But so here's where the movie starts to get like really obvious about the fact that it used to be a TV show. Because like back in the first movie, right, Moana had to find Maui, and then they had to travel together to find his fish hook, and then they could go fight Taka. So there was like a logical story thread that took them from one set piece to another. In Moana 2, however, they're just trying to get to this island that is somewhere in this vague direction, and on the way, it's like literally just Monster of the Week, you know, like just filling time with weird sea monster creature things, and like, hey, remember the coconut dudes? Let's fight them again.
You boogered purple.
Like, there's literally no reason for any of this to be happening other than it just makes the movie longer. Also, you can really tell that this TV show is going to be made for a younger audience because the characters are so sassy and DreamWorks facey all the time. Or like the constant barrage of burps, farts, and snot. Like, it's all just jingling keys for kids, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, hey, if the 5-year-olds aren't giggling every 8 seconds, then, like, what are we even doing here? Now, eventually, they get swallowed up by a giant clam, which has, like, an entire city inside of it. And this is where that foot lady's been keeping Maui the whole time.
I don't want to get attached if y'all... You know what I mean? Which you guys won't. You're not going to do that. I don't even know why I said that. The point is, there's some serious God stuff going down. So I'm gonna go handle my business.
So, like, he just sets himself free? Like, what is the point of them even finding him? And while the other characters are over here with Maui, Moana is, for some reason, in a completely different place inside the giant clam. And here we get to finally meet the mystery foot model from earlier.
I got this.
You got this.
Yeah.
Relax. I don't bite. Pick a mine.
Bats, everyone's favorite ocean-themed animal. But like wood, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so they talk for a while, and this lady is named Matangi. And she's been banished by Nalo to live in this giant clam, apparently. And so because of this, she wants to help Moana on her quest to, like, stop him.
I'm not going anywhere with you. I need to...
Get out of here, break Nalo's curse, find Motufetu. Here to help.
You
know the way to Motufetu?
You think you can only get somewhere if you know the way?
And then she sings a song about how, like, making bad decisions is good, actually. You know, maps, following directions? Psh, lame, am I right, ladies? And Moana's like, yeah, following rules is dumb. And then she jumps into the magic vortex that takes her to where Maui is. And then they're both like, sup, my dude?